Guys, in this video we'll be discussing basically the change in players when they move abroad, or they have been abroad in previous times. Obviously when they move to England they see that presence of the media, the intensity of the Premier League. We're going to discuss whether that's a myth or not. Obviously the load of how many, it's just what they face mentally and just everything that comes with the Premier League, the coaching, just constantly coming up against good teams. It's not like other sports where you have a weakness in the establishment, but we'll be discussing that in overall form and hitting it from all angles and pretty much. If you enjoy this kind of content, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and put in post notifications, because we're going for 150, and if we can get that before the end of the year and even more, it would be great. So I hope you have a great day watching this, and let's get into it. Obviously I think we all watch Sky Sports News and we watch your TNTs, and it's not the same for all pundits, and it's not. We listen to journalists and we listen to analysts and all that, and we know sometimes they dive into the deep end too much. They create a narrative about certain players, and some players just can't handle it because they want to just play football and enjoy life. The English media is by far the worst media in Europe. The world, I would say, actually, when you look at it, because they just create narratives. They're always on the players' back. The press are here for football especially. They'll even find out where players live, and they go into the private sides of players' lives, and maybe they don't like that. They don't because it's one of the things that it's a very touchy subject, so you need to watch what you say about it. And obviously I'm not attacking journalists, but I'm at the same time, because in England especially it's just more invested into players' lives basically. And if you're at a club like who's historically meant to be winning, it's honestly, the English media are all over you. I would say the British media, but it's not the British, the English media. I know that's come from a Scottish person, but we don't really get it up in Rangers and Celtic. It's obviously you get biased towards teams, and that's always going to happen. So I don't really care about that. But it's in England, you see players who are affected by it mentally, or maybe they don't adapt well to the style of football, or they're not even played right, because clubs in England like to splash the cash. But I'll use a couple examples of players. This video might be shorter than usual, but we'll talk about it as a whole. And like Tomori was good at Chelsea, but was inconsistent. But he moved to Milan and he won the league, and now he's a stronghold in that Milan team. And we all know AC Milan's a bigger club. Well, a big club. I would say bigger club, bigger club. And they know he's installed that confidence of moving away into a slower kind of tempo of a league. The media isn't as on you as in England, and it's just a more relaxed feeling that he can enjoy his football. Chris Smalling was a good one because he spent hundreds of ages behind in the Man United backup reserves and all that, and he moved to Roma and he became, I think he won player of the season, and I think he had one of the best defensive records in Italy, which is like mental. As you can see, there'll be a lot of Man United players here, and that might be another video that we can create, but I've already talked about the Man United struggles. Scott McTominay, I'm Scottish. I don't think this was to do with mentality. I don't think this was to do with the media essentially, but I think this was to do with it was tactically misused. But at Napoli he's been used as a box-to-box player, and I think that's worked out for him. You can see that every time he plays for Scotland. Obviously he's hitting overhead kicks now, and I also think in Italy especially, the diet's different. so they're built to last more games. And even McTominay said it in his cell and that. Then you see this narrative of players are playing too many games. They're not. It's just the diet in England is different. The culture in England is different to Italy. Italy, they're physically built to withstand the games played. So that is a myth that comes from England. That's what he said to Kate Abdo, I think her name is. And obviously we've seen many others, like Jadon Sancho, for example. Man United, he was crap. And I think that was because of the price tag, and obviously, as I said, the English media, especially a club like Man United, you're always watched, which is, you should be knowing what you're getting into, but you should be able to just go. And obviously, I think the whole situation at Man United was a bit dampening as well. It's not just a media mentality. But he's went for doing very well at Dortmund twice, because he went on loan to Dortmund and all. Done quite good at Chelsea. Even Chelsea he's done alright, but he still had a narrative against him. In Dortmund, he was very good. He was probably one of the best players at Dortmund. That's why he went for so much. They played that Champions League final. They got to, I think it is against Real Madrid. It was really good, but I don't know what happened at Man United. Obviously, Man United have many underlying issues, and it's kind of hard to break that. But that's another example. And you've got players like Lukaku. He goes to Inter and he's really good, but he just doesn't do well. Like, he comes to Chelsea for 100 million and it just doesn't work. He looks like so out of pace. It's unbelievable. Obviously, you've got Tammy Abraham, who went to Roma as well, and he built a career for himself, and he was well known again. Kevin, I think this is another example. Obviously, Chelsea had a good team at the time, so this might have been more of a structured thing. Talent was wasted essentially. Salah and De Bruyne didn't make it to Chelsea. They went to Roma and Wolfsburg. But they managed to create an image from themselves, and then they went on to big clubs like Manchester City and Liverpool, and obviously confidence was higher than ever. But basically what I'm trying to emphasise in this video, England has got a thing with it destroys players. That's not because of anybody particular, but it's built up so much but players who do move to England are just, their life's changed. They can't live their lives like a normal person. I don't say in Italy or France or Spain it's any different, but it's less. Probably the closest country is Spain, because they're quite invested in players' lives when you're at Barcelona or Real Madrid. But just in general, they just don't let to live their lives, and every decision they make is judged, which is fair enough. But some players adapt differently, obviously tactically, and obviously how well the team is doing is an important factor, because players who like Salah and De Bruyne have came into a team who's been winning, so it's hard to get into, and then they go and express themselves, and then that happens. It's the most common thing that happens, to be fair, but there is a big pressure when you're at clubs like Man United, and you're not, Man United especially, the club's not been run well, so that's not the players' fault especially, but Liverpool players, it's not happened as much, but players like Liverpool at Chelsea, they just feel like they are not getting used right, and there's so much media attention on them. Arsenal has been a big one as well, but Spurs as well, there's been a big one. The players just not succeeding because of the media pressure. But just a way of life. But I thought I would make a video on it talking about it because it is a big topic nowadays. Why is so many players doing better abroad? 3 points. The way of life is better sometimes, like as in food, the strength, the whole aspect of Italy especially. In Spain, the whole way of training is different. The media is less on you, so maybe you feel less stressed to go out on the pitch and just enjoy yourself. And just, obviously, people enjoy to watch teams that are more, less on focus. So it's just like when players go to a team that's less on focus, they just can show themselves. So that's pretty much the point 2 and 3 are pretty much the same. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you leave a like, but post notifications and subscribe to the channel because we're going for that 150. As I said, if it's already happened by the time this video's out, thank you so much. We can just get as much subscribers by the end of the year as possible, and I'll be doing my end of year resolutions on the 30th. So I'll try and get that out to you by that time. If it's not, it'll be the 31st. But there'll be a video every day on this channel. So thanks for watching. Keep smiling and